What's up, everybody? This is Peter Wesley. This is Elderly and Pissed. We on a
Yes,
new
sir.
episode of Rope Break. How you doing, man?
I'm not dead yet, so I'm here, brother.
A lot of things going on in wrestling. We're going to talk about a few this week. One of the hot topics is Brody King. EW, he had a big match with MJF across the other side of the world, one of the places I don't ever want to go to. I don't know, kangaroos, the spiders, the snakes, Australia.
The giant bats.
Yeah, man, it seems lovely, but every creature just seems it is its most extreme form, and I'm good.
In its prehistoric form. It's in its
Yes,
prehistoric form.
and then like I watch the videos, like, and everybody acts like it's normal. Like if I seen a video and somebody like, oh my god, this thing is crazy, like they all act like it's always normal. Like it's just
They grew up with that.
yeah, you're right. You are right about that.
Everybody's normal is a little bit different.
That's true. That is true. But yeah, that stuff, nah, man, I'm good on it. Yeah, no. Cool accents, I guess. But other than that, I don't know.
Harley
It's
Cameron and Rhea Ripley, Tony Storm,
yeah,
Buddy Murphy,
yeah.
Bronson Reed.
Bronson's from there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a good
Technic-
amount of
Technically
Polynesian people.
Nia Jax is from there as well.
Is she?
Yeah, she was born there, but then she got raised in California.
Okay. You know what I don't like? I don't like those kids that be like, I'm from Germany, but like really they like American. They was born like on a military base. It's like,
Oh yeah.
you don't count.
Yeah, I know a few of those. I know Germany. I speak German. But where were you born at? I was born at the military base. Oh, you know, real German, bruh. You didn't leave you didn't leave the base.
No,
What are you
no.
talking about? You know German because you met some random person, bro, and then you left at 10.
Yeah.
Don't fake it till you make it.
Sometimes they leave before that. Sometimes they born, and especially if if their mom was military, then they born and
Yeah,
then they back in Louisville in 6 months.
I got a buddy like that too. So I know definitely for sure. But you were talking about Brody, and man, Brody, the AEW made the decision, which some people have told me that they didn't want the cheap pop. If Brody won, they wanted him to win in a story. But um, when the show ended, it was flat. Those people didn't care.
Yeah.
And they don't even have the problem that we're having here in America. But they understand it because it's worldwide. It's world news what's going on in America.
They do have a similar right wing movement going on over there
Yeah.
though.
Oh, okay. Okay, I
Yeah,
didn't know
like
that.
there's a girl I follow on Facebook, and she's black, and she lives in Australia, and she was showing some of the weird white right wing stuff going on in Australia. Yeah.
So
I don't think it's as big of a problem right now, like as in America, but it's building up to possibly be it. Like I think like Germany
so
has a weird right wing movement that's going on
yeah.
too. Like it's
Yeah, I've heard
just
about the Germans before.
yeah. I hear a lot about that, but I guess Australia does have one. It may not be as big, but it's going. Like
Wow.
I've seen pictures of
See,
people in Australia with MAGA shirts on.
that don't even make sense.
Nothing.
You ain't even living this. Why are you wearing it, bro? This has nothing to do with you. Why do you want to make America great again? Are you making Australia great again? Stop it. Get some help, stupos.
So we and I've talked about this before. The thing about AEW, what makes it cool, or what made it cool in its original form, was the fact that it felt like this weird like subculture of wrestling. And you had like all the weird, creepy things, not creepy, but all the weird, unique things that made the indies cool put on cable. And you got to see that on a weekly basis. And I felt like Brody King as AEW world champ would capture some of that energy. It was hot naturally. This wasn't something that was like forced to get put over. It just happened just from him being there, and then um, making his statements publicly known, without really saying much, really. Um, just coming out on TV, but like it captured, a good number of the nation's attention, and then just that match with him and MJF made national news. Like I think that was like a moment to that needed to be capitalized on. and they just didn't. And we knew they wasn't when he wasn't on Dynamite. Like when he wasn't, we knew what was up. Because if it was, that would have been a big hype going in to Dynamite. But also, I think a moment like that, if he was to win the title, it should have happened in America, though. I will say that. Um, but it seems like they are just completely moving away from that.
Whatever they're doing, you we AEW I feel is directionless when it comes
Yes,
to a lot of things. Why is Swerve heel now? That doesn't make sense when he's like one of the most over guys. Uh, I guess I feel like they're still resetting again. Like they want to
and
make
on top
Swerve
of
heel
that,
so him
him and Kenny's not going to be at the pay per view because Kenny has something else to do. I think he's doing
Kenny
a
has
video
to
game
promote
tournament.
Alex. He has to promote Alex. They gave Alex his finishing move, the V trigger and the runway
But
angel,
you
Alex
you
from Street
knew of
Fighter.
that stuff ahead of time. Like you knew, so you should have planned accordingly around that stuff.
He's EVP. He don't care.
I can tell
Kenny,
he don't.
1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah,
He ain't a wrestler. He's worse
and
than
it
Roman.
sucks because you know there was a period. I mean, there was a period where Kenny was when speaking of IWC circles, Kenny was the guy.
The best. He was the best
Yes,
wrestler in the world. If you ask anybody that
yes.
didn't watch anything else, he was the guy. He was the guy the WWE missed out on.
And then when he chose to not sign with WWE and AEW's a thing, it was like, okay, now Kenny has this chance to show that in America. And he did his best attempt. He was working hurt. He had all he's the belt collector. He got hurt. I respect that. But now that he's been back, the energy ain't like it seemed like he only puts his all into it in those matches that's like crossovers with New Japan.
Only
And it's
Japanese people get to see Kenny Omega as he
Yes, it's
used
like
to be.
what is this? And I know he is not 100%, and I know he works smart. I get all that, but what is it when you go to Japan and you go all out? What is that?
That lets you know that his dream is to work at the Tokyo Dome and not anywhere else. But I also noticed that when Okada wrestles, when he's wrestling another Japanese person, like when he wrestled Ibushi, that was
Mm-mm.
old Okada. When he wrestles anyone else on the AEW roster other than Takeshita, he wrestles like crap. It's like, oh, you suck, you trash.
So
And I know he's not trash. I'm a fan of Japanese Okada.
there's a guy on Instagram, and I think you see him too. He's a dude that he reviews like different like wrestling moves. He's a big fan of the Divas too. But my point is he was going over wrestling moves and he was pointing out Okada's Rainmaker, and he was
Rainmaker.
saying how the move looks good depending on who's taking it.
Yes.
And that's very true. But the thing is, dude, in New Japan, that move looked like money. That move it was just like it looked special. It looked more than just a clothesline. And then I see those AEW clips.
Like, what is that? Jake the Snake's short arm clothesline looks more impactful than Okada's. And I'm like, what? What are you doing? But I don't know. When it comes to AEW right now, and with the guys that they have, Kenny's one of them. Kenny doesn't want to wrestle because he needs to be Alex for Street Fighter. I get it. Nothing wrong with that. I'm a Street Fighter fan. I'm going to play with Alex when he drops, right? Uh, but I'm going to say this: you're an EVP for a wrestling company, and wrestling is the reason that you are anyone in the social circle that you want to be in. It's the only reason that Alex, the wrestler in Street Fighter, one of the wrestlers in Street Fighter, has your move. He is because you're a professional wrestler. Why aren't you doing the job? But I also feel like AEW is in a reset. They want to reset everything, so they want to I feel like they're leading up to running it back with Swerve and Hangman for the world title again. But this time Swerve is going to be the heel as he was the first time, and he's going to be the only difference is it's going to be for the world title, and they were kind of friends before. But to me, that's stupid because I mean they I guess they are achieving everything. The Bucks are baby faces again. Kenny's a baby face again. Hangman's a squeaky clean baby face again. MJF is like the top heel, maybe or maybe not, but that makes it a directionless company because you're flip flopping these people. Everybody's has a heel and face turn like they're fucking Paul White.
Yeah. I think turning Swerve Hill was a bad decision.
Yes,
I wouldn't have done that. He's one of the most over people over there, especially outside of, that weird elite. Um, I say weird, it's just I don't like they whole just their whole existence in AEW seems weird. And I mean what I mean by it is like Kenny's like we've said, halfway in, halfway out. The Bucks,
yes,
they feel like they get shoehorned into the show. Like, like when
yeah.
something's going on, Bucks like they have to capitalize on it. They force in, and then like an angle is forced. Because we talked, well, we not talked, but the ICW is always talking when Cody was over there about how Cody had the Cody universe and like everything was kind of just forced around him. But the Bucks do it too. And it's not a lot of times it's not entertaining. And then like when they did have the big angle, the one with Tony, nothing came about it. It just it came and it
But I heard
went.
that was Tony not wanting to take a bump.
I heard, but see, he already did
The
the
bump.
the bump he
He did the
needed.
angle.
And then like the angle just that was supposed to be something that should have lasted. It had a big payoff, and it just didn't. It just was Tony at the I think NFL draft with a neck brace.
With the neck brace. And I thought that was genius on his part. I'm like, okay, so you're trying to get national attention to your show.
Right. And it did, and
And
I
there's
mean,
nothing
and
wrong with
it
that.
generated a conversation, and people did acknowledge it, but the
They
angle
laughed at it
itself went nowhere.
more
Yeah,
so
they did
than
laugh at it.
anything else.
At least I'm just trying to be nice about it. They talked about it. They did laugh at it.
But if a wrestling fan, because I think he doesn't understand, and I think a lot of people that love AEW, I watch AEW, and I love wrestling in general. There's people that don't love wrestling in general. They love WWE, and they don't know if anything else comes on
Yeah.
that has to do with wrestling.
And I do want to talk about that when we get it, or we can jump into the next subject about when you say there's people that's you mentioned about there's people that only know WWE, they don't think about anything else when it comes to wrestling. With that being said, one of the things that we wanted to talk about was WWE's ticket sales and how you
Yes,
were talking to me before the show started. You believe not only WWE but wrestling overall is that's a sign of wrestling overall is having a downwards trend in popularity.
yes, very much so. If you look, so AEW they had Grand Slam as we were talking about earlier. AEW's Grand Slam wasn't sold out. Last year it was, but this year it wasn't sold out. So then they had House Rules. House Rules had like 3,000 people, where the night before had at least seven. And you could it was visible. That I mean, granted it wasn't shown, it wasn't on TV, but they don't even have TV in Australia. Number one, so they're having trouble selling tickets. And this is overseas. Overseas, they're always starving for wrestling. They love wrestling.
Mhm.
In the European countries, in Australia, everyone loves wrestling. They want it. And then you hear about WWE. You're going to the WWE show here in Louisville next week. You already bought your tickets, but didn't you get the text message? You got the email, the same email I got about buy one get one free tickets
I
to
did.
SmackDown. SmackDown's having a hard time. Last year when Raw came, there wasn't any buy one get one ticket emails I got. When
No.
SmackDown came, when Cena, the last time I saw Cena, which was in SmackDown in Lexington, I didn't get any emails about buy one get one free tickets after I bought my tickets because it wasn't any because tickets were selling. They weren't having a problem. They're having a trouble. I feel like they're just having so much trouble trying to keep up with the ticket sales they were able to generate with Cena retiring, and then the year before we had The Rock. It's WrestleMania. We're gonna have WrestleMania 7 again, where they're gonna have to change venues. They're not gonna change venues, but they're gonna put up tarps. We know that it's gonna be Tarp City on WrestleMania, brother. That's just my opinion. Nobody wants to watch wrestling. I think they just feel there's no big stars. We don't see Roman.
So, I, and I do want to say, even through their big popularity wave, I was at SummerSlam in the Nashville. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
there was some tart.
When the damage control,
Yes,
when
when
they
Damage Control
formed damage
debuted,
control, yeah,
yes,
that was
there was
net.
some
That was
tart.
yeah.
The WWE did a great job of masking it, and this was in the era of people taking pictures of AEW shows and showing the crowd.
The tarps,
And
yeah.
and I got pictures. I was not the type to go and publicly post those. because I think it's disrespectful. Like, every show, concert, like, the job is to sell some tickets and every night ain't the best, but I'm not here to laugh at people for not. And they got my money, so what is that?
Yeah,
Ha ha. Nobody sat here but me. I'm a loser. Like what does that do? You know,
I can.
but
Yeah,
but here's my thing. Because people kept telling you like wrestling's in a boom and all this stuff's going on, but I don't think, and this is for any company, like clothing, shoes, music, whatever. When you are having a high, I don't think you should book everything and do your budget as if this high is the new normal, because that's just impossible. Like I hear them talking about, oh man, we can't do comp tickets no more, and I hear you, but like this ain't gonna be forever with these crazy high prices and all this. Like you can't like, oh, this is what it is now, and it's like, I mean, yeah, it's nice when it does happen, but if you're gonna do your budget and you're gonna do your book all these arenas and think like, oh man, we sold out here, so we're gonna sell out all these places. No, not always. It's just impossible. And stuff just doesn't last forever. I mean, just think about everything popular you knew, even as a kid. Like there was a time where people was fighting to get Beanie Babies. I see them in CVS now.
yeah,
I remember a time when kids, just a couple years ago during the pandemic, kids were going crazy for Prime bottles. Last time I went to SmackDown, they was giving them out for free. Did you get some?
yeah. They were giving out Prime. I didn't get any Prime, but I don't.
Dude,
I only drink the Prime energy drinks. I don't like the Prime hydration. They
my
were
kid loves Prime hydration, and I got excited for it. I seen like a fruit punch one. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go ahead and try this out. Thing.
giving.
Oh my god, and there's like, and I'm no, you know, opposite of you. I'm no health nut, nothing. But I will tell you this: I hate fake sugar. But I'm talking sugar lows. What's the one thing?
It's Splenda, Sweet and Low, all that stuff, huh?
Yeah, but there's one. It's a fake sugar that they put in a lot of things, like a lot of like zero sugar drinks, like a
Yeah, I know what
sparkling
you're talking about. I
icing.
forget the
And
name.
yes, dude, that stuff gives me headaches. I hate it. But yeah. So that's what's in Prime, and you can taste it like instantly, and it sucks. Um, yeah. I'm not a Prime person,
Not a Prime
but
guy. I know a lot of.
but
You're not the only person I've said that says the Prime sucks.
and I know the kids like it, but that's because the kids they don't have many things to drink. So this is
The best drink in the
let them
world
get a
is
real.
H2O, baby. H2O.
You're right. You're right. But I'm not gonna lie. There's things I'd rather taste in it.
But you can use water to wash it down. You eat some meat, eat some chips, whatever.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You
yeah.
know, but soda's kind of. I feel like soda's kind of a waste. A waste of calories.
So I feel hypocritical because I've probably lately have drunk the most soda I've had in the last few years, but um, for the most part, I stay away from the soda. But like some
That's
some
good,
vitamin
John.
waters, some Gatorades, I'm not gonna lie to you. Go, 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 go. I'm taking them,
But
man.
that's still that's still drinking your calories. It's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, yeah. Although I have been, my doctor
Zero
recommended me
sugar.
get that. Yeah, yeah. But it's got the fake sugar in there.
So
But it tastes
I
good.
think it ain't
Yeah,
that bad. It
yeah.
ain't that
No.
bad. I know a few people that do it, but we all ain't built like you and Trick 6'5", 275 with lemon pepper steppers on.
Dude, you sent me the video. For those of y'all, especially in the Louisville area, Trick Williams did a promo for the Yum Center for SmackDown, which we haven't seen those in a while because just like we said, tickets have been selling on their own. They didn't need this
Yeah,
stuff.
so they didn't
But
need to do these promotional tours.
Trick was, yeah, he was doing some interviews at local news stations. He was at Wave Three. He's probably been did some radio stuff. I just didn't see it. But he also did a video right in front of the Yum Center, which it is warmer outside, but it's not that warm. He had
To be
his
walking around.
coat on, no shirt. He had his gimmick clothes on. He had the lemon pepper steppers on, just out downtown, crazy.
It was not.
I give him props. It was dedication, but man, that's crazy.
If I was down there, I would have went to go see Trick. Like I said, if Trick would have be the guy doing the Wheatley American Vodka, I would have been there. But your guy is. I might go. I don't know. I might go.
So
with
I
my
think this also continues a subject about stars. There's like a few people from this round that I was like, man, I want to meet Punk. I like to meet Cody, but after this, I'm not gonna be excited to see new people. I'm not. I'm always gonna love wrestling. Don't get me wrong, but like I I don't see myself being hyped to see Carmelo Hayes. It'd be cool. Don't get me wrong. It'd be cool. It'd be
you wouldn't
cool.
be
I
hyped to
think
see
it.
Obafemi.
I don't think so. And I think it's a part of me like I'm not gonna fan out for nobody I'm older than. Like I'm just
I get that. I get that.
I'm just not. But and then
Okay,
I'm
so I can't say that because I would be a fan of Roman. I'm older than Roman Reigns. I'm older than Roman Reigns. You
cool with
know,
Roman.
Roman is like 41.
But see that's a close in age range, man.
You
That's
know, so but Roman's a peer, brother. He's a peer. He's not. It
yeah,
ain't like
but
me
like
going to see
people,
Hogan.
all right, but there's people that like that was like, I'm talking about like I was a, senior and they was a freshman or it was in middle school. I'm not lying.
Yeah,
I'm not getting in line to meet you, man. I respect and I salute to the people that are, but I just feel like I'm too old to be fanning out for you. Now I'm
you
gonna
wouldn't get in
respect your
line to see
game.
Oscar. I mean,
Oscar's like
Oscar is older
45.
than you. Oscar's
Yes.
Oscar's only 2 years older than me. But I mean, but you wouldn't get okay. So let's say Kyrie Zane, Rhea Ripley. You're older than Rhea.
Well, see, I'm not that fanned out crazy about Rhea anyway. I respect
Okay,
the
okay,
game, but I'm not
okay.
crazy about her like how people are. Um,
What about Dominic? Because I do regret that I didn't see Dominic when he was here last time, and
yeah,
I'm old
no,
enough to
dude,
be Dominic.
I can't. No, I will not fan out for Dominic, man.
I wouldn't. I would go see Javon Evans, and I am old enough to be his dad. Like he's only
Now
like a
let's say
year older than
this.
my daughter.
Let's say this. I get fame as a rapper, and I see Dom in a spot. We link up and we take a pic for the gram, but I'm not gonna get in a line to meet him. But if I see him in an
Okay,
event, what's
okay,
up, man? I respect your game. I like what you do. Yes, but I'm
okay.
not.
I can see it.
Dom's in town. I'm getting in line. I got my post. I got my little post from this. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not saying I wouldn't
I
do
can.
it for anybody younger than me. They got to be phenomenal.
AJ Styles. He's older
Yeah,
than you. So,
but like if
so
somebody's like, "All right, man, dude, hey, young fellow, you do some crazy work out there, man. I just had to come
what about
sit in this
Swerve?
line to let you
You and
know."
Swerve are about the same age.
Probably about the same age, yeah. We're about the same age.
Yeah. So would you fan out for Swerve? Would you stand in line for Swerve? I'm not talking about geek out like you would for Shawn Michaels because that's a totally different level of wrestler and respect and all the other stuff.
So if we was at a wrestling convention, I would get in line. But if you told me Swerve is coming to town and he's
At Walmart.
somewhere deep in like Walmart that's like in Hicksville, I might have to pass on it. But
I get it. I get it.
if Swerve's at 4th Street Live, he'll be there 5 o'clock Friday. I'm going down there. I'll meet Swerve.
My only regret is when Hogan was doing his beard tour, he never made it to any part of Kentucky
Was he ever
because I would have
playing?
went. I don't think so. But that was also when his health was failing. So
But
Kentucky's a
he
red state. What you mean? Kentucky's red. He would have been all right, not in Louisville, but he would have been all right outside of Louisville.
so the thing about Hogan is why people was mad. I do feel like it wouldn't have been hated. Like I think if he came in town, people line up go see him. Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, you can hate him. You can still keep that picture and not show it to nobody. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
hate him
yeah.
publicly. I wouldn't do that shit because if I had a Hulk Hogan picture of me and Hulk Hogan together, that motherfucker be right there next to that damn belt, right there. But I am known as a Hulk Hogan fan. You know,
But
I've been
still, I
called.
think if he met you, he kayfabe. Oh, little Hulkamaniac,
Oh
appreciate you
yeah.
for loving me, brother. And.
I mean, I'm not saying of course, and then he'd be like fucking nigger,
He
dumbass.
he
You
he'd
know,
be
of
in
course when
the
it came out,
he'd be in the van afterwards.
doing a ditty.
Keep
I
keep
need to be
keep keep believe,
cleansed. The
keep
people.
believe it. Get a load, the nigger Mark back there.
That old
Jimmy, can you
nigger
believe
brother.
him?
All of them, because I mean, there at least be about 6 or 7 black people in the line. I wouldn't be the only one. There'd be a handful of them. We'd be there, and I'd be like, "Sign this belt, brother." All right, you know. But, but no. I mean, I feel with the WWE, I feel like in wrestling, in UFC too. There, I feel like WWE wants to play keep up. Like they feel TKO. I'm not even gonna say the WWE. I'm not talking because the WWE. I feel like that's just Triple H, Road Dogg, Bruce Pritchard. and all the other writers, and of course Paul Heyman. That's WWE. But TKO feels like, I don't know if you heard about Chipotle. Chipotle has repriced all their burritos to like
They already done it.
it, they planning on,
They plan. Yeah, yeah.
and the CEO said, "Hey, if you can't afford it, don't come because we don't want your business. We want higher clientele
Yeah, they said they
because
did
we
a
are."
research and that they found out that their most of their customers make have a higher income, and it's like, dude, I work downtown. There's a Qdoba on the right across the street from Chipotle. I have no problem walking a few extra steps to go over there.
To the other one, yeah. And so they feel like they want to have a premium audience, a premium. That's how I feel like WWE, well, TKO feels like AEW can have you pores. Like
Right.
TKO has become MJF character. The MJF character is TKO, like in real life. Mark Shapiro, Tony Khan, I mean Nick Khan, they are real life heels. They are bad people. And I'm not saying that Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Paul Levesque is a baby face in this situation, but he can't control, like,
Right,
they
right,
he
right,
doesn't make the ticket prices. He doesn't.
right.
That was Vince McMahon because Vince understood WWE is held up by children. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's held up by children. Not the marks on the internet. It's held up by the grown ass men paying for their children to come watch wrestling.
So when especially when we talk about like these things like wrestling being in a boom or like, oh man, it's so hot right now.
Recession. Wrestling's in a recession.
Probably so. But here's my thing about wrestling because these things happen in conversations. Even in ours, people will talk about what's dictated. Like this is made for the casuals, and that's fine, I guess. But the casuals, they're not going to stay with this forever. Like, just think about anything that's popular for a minute. And also, I don't think WWE currently has had that. Like, so when something's like hot and like when Marvel, remember when Marvel was super hot, and there was a point where it wasn't just nerds, but it was like preppy
Everybody.
kids
Yeah.
wearing Marvel T-shirts, like
Didn't read a
just shirts
comic
that
book.
said, yeah, not a comic book. They would have a shirt that just said Marvel, not like a
Marvel, yeah.
Spider-Man shirt, but yeah, just a Marvel shirt. Like, and it was like, oh, okay, Marvel is the hot thing, and it's just like those people don't last forever. It's a phase, like like Doomsday's gonna do numbers, Spider-Man's gonna do numbers, but like the people that tuned in for the end game and stuff, all those people ain't coming back. Like, so if Marvel looked at the numbers from Endgame and thought this is the new normal, that's a horrible decision. Like that's idiotic thinking. So I like when WWE's looking at all those numbers that was doing from WrestleMania 40 and stuff and thought, look, oh, we can just run this again. No, you crazy. Like it's just it's not like that. The fans is some fans are just there for the moment, and then also on the booking standpoint, you haven't done nothing great to even retain all these new people that came.
Not
Like
at all.
you, so there's a and people talk about the star power and stuff, but I do want to say this: wrestling, and I've said this on other episodes. Wrestling at its best is left as a subgenre, subculture. There's moments when when things happen, and you got to let those happen naturally. But those ups and downs, but you cannot continue to keep chasing those ups. You just got to be wrestling and make it cool, and then just let people naturally generate towards it. But when you do all these crazy things, all these multiple collabs, chasing for celebrities that don't really care about it, when you do all these things, that's how you get a Travis Scott situation where you done got somebody and then they lost interest and they gone. You had this man, you trying to have him train for wrestling. He don't care. He just wanted to look cool, show up for a minute, and then get a check and go. Like everybody ain't gonna be as into it as Bad Bunny or Jelly Roll. Like that's just not like you believe in your own hype at this point. You're like, oh man, all these celebrities.
Logan
Have you seen
Paul.
Logan Paul? Like you seen the commercial or the video where Triple H is like talking to all these B-list celebrities, and he's like,
Yeah.
everybody wants to be at WrestleMania. You are believing your own hype if you really think this.
He doesn't think that. They paid some people and be like, "Do you like wrestling?"
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I watch it, and that was it. I don't think
But yeah,
he
not
thinks that.
specifically Triple H. No, no. But like I'm talking about TKO in general.
They don't think that, but they think they can trick people to think that, and people will watch wrestling because they're celebrities. But in America, and this is something I want to say, in America, it's the hardest way to watch WWE. Like in general, you
And
have
that's
to have
that's another thing. Yes, that like you're about to say. That's another thing. It's hard to retain fans when one your premiere show is on Netflix. Your other show, which I don't want to call it your B show, but your second big show, main show, SmackDown, is on USA, and then you have, and this is just in America, you have your premium events on ESPN. Then you have semi-premium events that happen quarterly on Peacock.
Peacock
Then you have um, your developmental league show on CW,
broadcast
um,
television.
which yeah, you can access that. But the thing is, these things aren't as in sync as they should be. Like there's different channels. It's a lot of apps you got to go through, and that's just here in America. Outside,
One app.
it's yeah, you can get Netflix and you're good. And it's just too much going on at once. As a kid, I feel like this might have been a dream, to have wrestling on almost every damn day. As an adult, I don't want to keep up with all this, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's
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 so
too
much
much.
wrestling. It's so much, and I watch a lot of wrestling. I annoy people. I annoy my kids, because the other day my son was like, "We're gonna have to turn this off," and I'm like, I was like, "Well, it is your birthday, so yes, we can turn it off." We anime. I'm like, "Oh, that's cool," but
Did you at least get to watch
we
that Kenny Omega and Swerve match?
I watched it. I watched it.
That that dude, I will say that might have been the most innovative suplex I have seen
That was nice.
outside when yes, oh my god.
I feel like Kenny showed up, but he
Yeah,
showed
yeah,
up because
yeah.
it was a top guy, and he wanted to get the top guy over. But it was a heel turn to me that made no sense because people were still going to cheer. Whose house? Swerve's house. That's fun.
Yeah, that's stupid. If
Uh, you
anything, if,
know,
if you if you needed to bring out heel Kenny, because he's in his best in Japan as a heel, like just let him.
you don't have to be a heel. There's
And
so
you don't
much
have
baby
to.
face versus baby face in WWE. What
Yeah,
does it? I
it
mean, in
definitely could
AEW,
be
I
that.
mean, what does it matter?
But it was just like I'm
You
just
know.
saying, if you really wanted a heel in the situation, it should go with
It should
Kenny.
have been Kenny, but I think
Yeah, but
like I tell you, I think they're leading to him versus Hangman again, Swerve and Hangman to reignite that feud, but only for the world title because it wasn't for the world title the first time. But back to the WWE, we have you also Tubi. WWE is on Tubi, bro, in America.
yeah, evolve. Yeah,
We're on Tubi. What? Why? Why is it? Then you also, if you want to keep up with AAA, which they're starting to promote, you gotta watch it on YouTube on
yeah,
Saturday nights at midnight.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's too much. It's not easily accessible. Wrestling used to be easily accessible. You had cable, you could watch wrestling. You had
I
regular
will say
TV,
this:
you could watch wrestling on Saturdays.
in WWF,
Yeah, Shotgun Saturday night,
I had no idea what channel and what time Shotgun came on. I did not ever see Shotgun until I watched old like clips from it.
old stuff.
And
I watched Shotgun Saturday night, but you had to search because it was on regular television, and it was
okay,
on
that's
like
why.
it was on regular television, but no,
'Cause
wasn't on
I seen
USA.
ads for it, but I never knew what channel it was on. I didn't know nothing. And I was home on Saturday nights. I would have been able
Yeah.
to watch it.
Well, sir, I would have never knew you were home on a Saturday night. A young man like yourself.
Yeah,
But
what would that been to do?
thought you'd be getting into something.
After
But
watching Snick on Nickelodeon, there was nothing else going
that was
on.
it was bedtime. Me, I was awake and I was searching because my whole life at that point. Not that it's too much different now, but my whole life at that point was like professional wrestling, and I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. I'm not a mark. That's a beast. I have on the NWO and an NWO and fucking whole shelf with just random wrestling shit. So no. But Shotgun was there. It was good matches. They tried to make it more sexy because they had dancing girls. Eh, try to make it hot and urban and really good for everybody.
Was it always like in like clubs and stuff?
Clubs and bars. That was the whole thing to make it seem more street and
It looked
because
cool. I'm not gonna lie to you.
the atmosphere looked cool, but nothing looked better than WCW at the Mall of America, and when
Oh
they
yeah,
did
no. Yeah, it don't compare with that. No.
and then when they did the Nitros at Club La Vida when they around the pool, that
Oh yeah.
they had the best
Is that when
ambiance
Nash
for
just jumped
professional
in the
wrestling.
pool?
Yeah, Nash did some shit. Speaking of Nash, speaking of Kevin Nash, man, how do you tell the people, brother? They know, but you tell
So
them what
Nash,
he did.
was this on Click This or
Yep. It was on Click This.
okay?
It was on
So
his
he was on
podcast.
his
Check it out
in this podcast. He was trying to give props
to
um
Javon.
to Javon Evans. He spoke good of his athleticism. He said he liked him, but he wanted to, I guess, a change in his attitude. He said, direct quote from him, he wanted him to be less of Mr. Bojangles and more urban. Um, it set the a certain section of the IWC, the black side, on fire. I've seen every black wrestling internet person that I know made a video about it.
Yes. Even if you didn't, even if you wasn't black presenting, there was like mixed people. I mixed. I didn't even know it, but I don't like that he said
I don't know if it
that.
was because it was February, but the nigger powers in them just activated and they could not take it. But they
I'm black. Hold on. He probably got he might have got a text message from Kiana James and Soul. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? You can't say
and
that.
it sucks because here's the thing. I honestly, and it's not because I'm a fan or anything. I honestly just looking at it from being empathizing with him, seeing his point of view. I don't believe he meant anything racially offensive by it. However, it's not his place to say that because black people are not like a monolith. Black people are all, different walks of life, different personalities and stuff. Like it's not the '90s where your black character was either a tough guy or a goof. Like he wasn't like in the like where you had three models to choose from. And the thing about him being urban, he is urban. If you are around young black men of today, a lot of them are saying all the little TikTok phrases you hear and stuff come from young black kids
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
young gatekeepers, but that's a different subject. But 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 one or the
Ava.
other.
Ava Rain knows what's up. Shout out Simone Johnson. Can't
But
wait to see you in
young
Louder
black
Than Life.
men they are like that. They are singing 6 7. They are dancing around and being goofy. And that is young urban black men. Like it's a lot. Just go on. I don't know what his algorithm looks like, but just go on TikTok. There's a bunch of young black people making skits every day that have that same energy as Javon Evans.
Same
It's
type of dreads. Same,
yes.
same with the same dye. My daughter went on a date. And like I said, Javon Evans is old enough to be my kid, so the dude's around his age. The dude looked like a shorter Javon Evans. He had the same build. He had the same dreads, and it wasn't like I'm not saying he's. I'm not gonna say he's not black. I'm not gonna say, oh,
It's
you
so
ain't
many
black
people
enough.
that
You ain't
got
urban
that.
enough because I don't know. That's
It's so
that's
many
that's
people that it's so many people that have those kind of locks that people have came to me and said, "Are you gonna dye your tips?"
I think I
It's
asked you
just
that
such
too.
a yeah. I'm scared of bleach, man. I'm not touching it. But yeah, like
You can do a little
he
blonde.
is
You ain't
very.
gotta do red.
But
You ain't
he's
gotta do red, bro.
but like to say he's not urban enough. He no, he's so urban. Like I watched Saturday Night's Main Event, and my wife seen him and said they got YNs on WWE now. I'm like,
Yeah, and
yeah,
that's exactly what it is. He's a YN.
it, like it's
He he's a YN. I don't know if you saw the interview with Rey Mysterio and Cody Rhodes.
I've seen a little bit, and I didn't watch the whole thing yet.
So I watched it during today, and I was like, okay. Cody Rhodes said that he was riding with Conan, and Conan said, "Hey, do you listen to new music?" And he's like, even if you don't like it, listen to it because you don't want to say something that you think is cool and it's not. That means keep your ear to the ground. Kevin Nash's ear ain't to
Yeah,
the ground. You know,
yeah,
Kevin Nash ain't here. Kevin Nash was a culture vulture in the most successful point of his career. because he'll tell you he was, because he stole everything from Mac 10 and everybody that threw up West Side, and that became his version of the Wolfpack and the way he presented the NWO. Him and Hall, they both did. Hogan was just there because he wasn't cool, brother. He was Hogan, just in a bad situation. He was Hogan doing
He was
bad stuff.
Hogan was cool until he talked too much,
Yeah,
and then he would say something was like, "What?"
he say something a little. Hey, that's the reason I had this on, because he said he was in the hood with Wood's war bonnet on, and he had on this type of
Oh, dude, that speech was
thing.
hilarious because it was like,
You
"What are you
know,
talking about?"
when he
When
was down
he
in the
said he was in
hood,
the yeah, I'm trying to, who was that promo about again?
I think it was about the Warrior, if I remember
I
correctly.
think it might have been where he said they was in the hood. They was telling them to beat him up,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, it was. I think it was just before Halloween Havoc '98 when he was wrestled the Warrior in that horrible match. But nothing compared to the WrestleMania 6 match. But I look at Nash and I'm like, bro, you don't know what's cool anymore, because that's not what young black kids were doing. I think he forgot that black people evolve. You might not know any, but people evolve.
the black people he was around was probably rappers and celebrities.
And, I mean, even if you're around rappers and celebrity now, he's not around people like Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, I'm saying like he was around rappers and celebrities of the '90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So
didn't
he
stick
doesn't.
around them. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So he doesn't know what's going on. So I feel like he shouldn't have spoke at all. Just say, I don't like him. I think he just needs to be harder. That's all you need to say. Then you're going to say more urban like Soul Ruka. Soul ain't urban. What's urban about Soul Ruka?
Did he say that?
He said that. What's
Oh my
urban about
god.
Soul Ruka? She's not urban at
Oh
all.
no,
If
not
she
at
was
all.
walked down the
I don't
street
know what he
hanging,
means by that. I think what he means is because she does have a slight like attitude, like aggressiveness to her, like in her promos or whatnot. It's a slight, but nothing of that screams like urban. It's just she just has like she just has a an attitude like her promo with JC James recently when she was like yeah, like she has that, and he has that like I'm cool, happy to be there type attitude. Like I'm like you've
and
seen
there's
him,
nothing.
and there's nothing wrong with that. RVD had that same attitude. You know,
Exactly. And I feel like that also shows that he didn't watch Javon Evans in NXT. And I'm pretty sure he stopped watching NXT when Braun Breaker got called up, because he didn't know anybody. He knows Braun personally, because he grew up with Braun. His kid and Tristan and Braun grew up together
that's
because they
actually that's right on brand for Kevin Nash because I remember
hmm
he's like, man, I'm only watching AEW because my friend Jericho's on there.
yeah. And I'm pretty sure he only watched NXT because the kid that grew up down the street, Bronson
Yeah,
Steiner's there. So that's it.
yeah, that
So he
makes
doesn't
sense.
watch NXT. But if you watch NXT, there was a promo between Ethan Page and Javon Evans. And Javon stopped smiling because he broke in a work form, he broke his jaw, and his jaw was wired shut. When his jaw got unwired, the promo was hard, like it was a different style.
Yeah, yeah, I
That
know,
means
I know, yeah, I remember that.
there's layers to the character. If you don't follow the character, you can't talk.
Yeah, you're
Shut
right.
up.
They in NXT quickly addressed the whole him, not having that edge. They already covered that.
Yeah, it's already been talked about. So if unless you follow everything, and I'm not expecting you to follow everything, you're a 60-some-year-old old white man who
But
claims
his
he's
co-host
Cherokee.
has.
Sean knows even less. I promise you, I can talk more wrestling, current wrestling and past wrestling, than either one of them. And they've all met all these people. You get what I'm saying? Nash was there. Sean's interviewed half of them, but I feel like commenting on stuff when you don't watch everything. Shut up. Like, it's
Yeah,
just shut up. If
yeah.
I'm not gonna comment on what happened in New Japan last week, because I didn't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling last week because there's too much wrestling to watch. You get what I'm saying? I watch the highlights, but I don't get to watch the whole show. I like to comment on everything. I like to post about everything, but I cannot watch that much wrestling. I do have a life, children, a job. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna comment on it because I don't know everything. If you don't watch NXT, shut up, because the character's already been established. If you Oba
You
is a
haven't
one
had much
dimensional
of a
character.
shonen on there's not been much to show of uh of Evans to even make a judgment on his character because he hadn't
He's
had that
not in the
much opportunity to
storyline.
say too much. Yeah, like he just had some matches, and then the few times he has been on the mic, it's been during a commercial break.
Yeah. And be like, yeah, guys, I'm happy you're here. And everything's going to be bouncy. And that's it. You know, I'm here to win championships, be bouncy. And he is happy to
I
be there.
do
And there's
not
nothing
like that
wrong with it.
bounty line. I don't. But I don't. I'm not gonna attack his blackness for it. I just think it's a corny
Yeah.
line. But people like it, so I'm in the minority.
It's over. I feel like this.
Yeah. It's over.
Yeah. If we look at your friend, my cousin James, his favorite wrestler was Jeff Hardy. Javon is set up to be the new Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, just without the problem.
Without the drugs, without the brother, without everything else, without the drinking.
But I
But as
will
a
say this: even though it doesn't have really much depth to it once you get older. One of the things that does separate Jeff from other people like high flyers and stuff that people call spot monkeys and things. Jeff has a character. The character doesn't make any sense, but when you're a kid, it gives that look of being someone having this mystique to him, like the weird punk rock kid you had in your class that nobody really understood him. He had Facebook quotes about nothing. Once you really got close to him, you knew he was just a loser that smoked pot. But when you seen him, before you got too close to him, he had a mystique to him, and he seemed interesting.
That sounds like every other person I went to high school with. So.
Like there was this one girl I had she was an upperclassman, and she posed as like this punk rock chick, and she seemed like she was like really deep. But when I got to know her, and she was like this really like popular chick, like everybody knew of her. But when I got to like know her in real life, this chick is a loser. This
Well, hopefully
she's
she's doing better in life and she's not a loser anymore.
I don't know, dude. James knows her too. I don't know if he don't know her person, but like, we all went to the same school. But like she broke out of the rock image and she turned to like a Kim Kardashian wannabe like person. And then I think she had some problems with drugs, but when she got over that, it's when she got into makeup and Kim Kardashian stuff. And then she just like disappeared from the internet. I don't know.
Security might have got called. She might have got pulled into the other world. Joined the cult and
Yeah,
cut off,
yeah. I don't.
cut her breast off and started doing strange stuff. But who knows?
Who knows? I mean, hopefully she's doing great. I bet I.
Well, you never know. At least the ones that I know, they still act. They still act the same way. Like now, the ones it's the people like Kevin Nash, the Wiggers brothers. Those people have all become MAGA and they hate
All
black
those
people.
MAGA guys, yes. I seen it coming for some of them. For some of them, I seen it. Some of them it shocked me because, like, dang, we used to be cool, man. Like, how did you get here?
You never know. I know one dude, and he's cool, but he doesn't post about anything. But I know his views. But he used to always
Mm,
listen to rap. He had an old school vehicle. He always talked like this. What's going on, man? He was one of those brothers. But he would always be listening to rap, and he would do his thing. But now that he's old, he's still Caucasian. I don't
yeah,
listen to that no more. Listen to
right.
Conway Twitty and
The
Jelly
phase.
Roll. Okay. And I'm like, all right, we know where you stand, brother.
That's weird because like they rap thing is a phase. It's like black people is like this. I don't want to say it's like it was like a gimmick or a trend at the time for them. Like even when I had my quote unquote like rock phase. Some of that stuff I still vibe to. Like early 2000s, like that new metal stuff.
You love that Evan Essence, Evan, whatever.
All the stuff that people think of when they say WWE used to have good music, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, all that stuff. Yeah,
Uh, I still jam to that. Like I'm a big fan of like pop punk stuff. So
yeah,
all the sad rock songs. I still vibe to it. I don't know like exactly what the scene looks now, and a part of that is just because MTV ain't the same no more, so I don't have access to it. But
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I never looked at it as just like, oh, that was my white boy phase, and that's how I feel like they look at
They
us.
look at that was
Like
my that was my black
yeah,
phase, and
yeah,
I
like
don't I don't like. So I listen to rock music. That's the majority of the music, like alternative and rock. That's the majority of the music I listen to. There are some old rap music that I listen to, but it's usually like old, like old. I'm talking about like Easy E. It's old. Like Easy E's old. If you listen to Easy E, it's old. Um, you know, but that's where it goes. But you know, and
Some good new rap out, man. Some good new
I,
rap out.
I, Peter Wesley is in my rotation as well.
Oh, I appreciate. I wouldn't talk about me, but yes, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So is my buddy Salance as well. The only people I know when it comes to rap, new rap. Okay, if I know you, I'll listen to you. But you know, but that's me. But I feel like there's just so many people that it is a phase. But there's some people that it's their lifestyle. Like hip hop is their lifestyle. But I feel like with the white people, majority of the white people that embraced rap when they were younger is because they were not embraced by white people and black people took them in as a culture. We like, oh, okay, you can come over here, little white boy. We need to stop that shit. Stop letting them in.
Yeah,
They need to prove themselves, bro. You know, you can't just say I like that music and you cool. Nah, you ain't cool, bro. You know, because you might turn me in. You probably saying the N word behind my back, and with the hard ER, bro, I can't rock with you. When you at home with your mom, talking about fucking nigger, you fucking cut me off. Fuck those niggers, yeah, mom. Fuck those niggers. You know, no. Then you can't come around me the next day. What's up, brother? No, you need to. I need to see how your home life is.
I could. Well, here's the thing. I think black people overall is very inclusive,
We
regardless of
are.
what people say or how like movies portray black people. We are, and we are more than just like um how like just like how Nash thinks, like how black people just that one thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Black people overall love everything, and then you'll find some black people that love hockey. You'll find some black people that like NASCAR. So when it comes to people messing with us, I think it's one of those things like we always want to be accepted into those other areas.
Yeah.
Um,
So
and
we
so
accept
when
you
you
in our
see,
areas as well.
yeah, it's like that. Like, oh man, you mess with Tupac too? Come on now. Like it's just,
Come on
it's
down. Yeah.
that it's that it's
Over here.
that,
How do
it's that
you want
love.
it? You know, whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it. You know,
Because when it happens the other way, it like I know like if when like I have some black friends or family members be like, man, I went to a line dance and they we had a good old time and they brought me in like it's a genuine like appreciation like when you being welcomed in. So I think for us it's like as long as you showing that you mess with us, we just take you. And sometimes maybe you should do a further background check. Like, are you really messing with us, or you just playing a role for the moment, for the time being?
I think as children, we just need to be like, nah, bro, you got to prove yourself. As an adult, if you a 34-year-old man and you still giving out mixtapes, yeah, you for the culture, bro. I don't know why you still doing this because you have failed in life, but you for the culture. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. But no, if you are the kids just want to feel accepted. I'm pretty sure if
Yeah,
there was a
yeah.
they just want to feel accepted. It's and but then when they feel accept when they're accepted within the privilege, when the privilege kicks in, I know some people gonna say we don't have the privilege, but when the privilege kicks in, when you get into the workforce, and then you see like, oh hey, I like that too. But have you listened to this? And then you get around your own culture, and then you're just like, ah, screw that old culture. And it's like, you were fake, bro. You wasn't for it,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And that's I think is an issue. I think that's Nash's issue as well, because he's not down with the culture. He don't leave his house except to go to the gym, diddle his wife, and go to
He's
the
out.
basement and
He,
talk
he's
to
out.
Sean.
He's out of touch, man. He's out of touch, and that's hell. A lot of times he'd
I
be
mean, he
out of touch
admitted
with
to it.
what's going on in wrestling.
Yeah. And but that's the reason Click This really isn't for him to talk about wrestling. The fans, all his fans only want to really talk about wrestling and hear how he feels maybe about being a Democrat in a Republican state
Well,
and in
here's
a
the thing. You gotta
Republican
think about it. Every viral thing that happens from his show, and he's not the only one, but just speaking about his is about him complaining about something. If it ain't, the politics seem like, oh, okay, yeah, Nash is actually cool. He's not as conservative as we thought he'd be, but it's still him complaining.
yeah, yeah.
It's him complaining that, or him just complaining about what everything that he hates about wrestling now. And people be like, "Oh man, Nationals, what he's talking about, blah blah blah." Yeah, but when he was doing stuff, people complained about that too. And I was a Nash fan. Like
Yeah.
you'll definitely hear complaints about him as Diesel. Nobody will ever defend him beating Goldberg.
No, because it wasn't right. And he wasn't the right person. I'm gonna put it like this, and this is how I feel about Kevin Nash. And people, I get hate for this. The three best members of the NWO, Nash isn't one of them for me.
Mm.
It's Hogan, obviously. Hall was cooler than Nash and Hogan.
You think
Just on
so?
cool factor. And Kevin and Hall became a Puerto Rican man to be Scott Hall, and he's definitely a white man, but he
I
became
was like,
Puerto Rican.
Razor was cooler than Diesel, but I don't know if Hall was cooler than Nash.
I think Hall was cooler than just hey yo, the walk,
Okay. Yes.
the walk, the coming in, because Nash did that hug, thing, but Hall did the little machine gun thing, stood there, then the fireworks came. Not when he was in the WCW, but he still did the motion, the walk,
Yeah.
everything, the punches, the wrestling, the smoothness in the ring, the smoothness of the workers were Hall and Six. Six was cooler than Nash, and I mean Sean Waltman was cooler
Yeah,
than Nash.
definitely. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
But then that was it. That was the cool factor was there. When it came to being over, Nash was over, but was he really more over than Scott Hall? Who talks about they want to be Kevin Nash other than Raquel Rodriguez? No one. Who wants to be Scott Hall? A lot of people. The Rock stole from Hall. Damian Priest has taken that man's entire moveset. You get what I'm saying?
You didn't like the
So
jackknife?
I like the power bomb, but did he give the best power bomb?
No, he didn't give it, but he had his variation was unique, but no, it wasn't the best. But with that
I'm
said, who do you
at
think had the best powerbomb?
Vader. That was Vader. Vader, I see it. It wasn't Nash.
With that said, powerbomb might be one of my favorite, like of the '90s favorite finishers. We don't get enough power bombs today, man. What's up with that?
We get a lot of power bombs. They just suck. There's a lot of people that do
Man,
power
maybe I'm
bombs.
drawing a blank.
They
Who's
suck.
doing power bombs right now?
I mean, if Kevin Owens was there, he would definitely do a power bomb. There's a power
Pow-
bomb.
okay, yes, Kevin Owens, yes.
The fall from grace. Obafemi's finisher is a power bomb.
With that said, I like Kevin's power bomb way more than that stunner. I, I wish he'd stop at stunner. I've never liked that stunner, man. I don't.
Not even from Austin.
No, I'm talking about Kevin's.
Just
Just
Kevin
his. It
Stunner.
just
Okay.
yeah, it just don't look right, man. Maybe because he's like a big dude. I don't know what it is, dude. I don't. I know he puts it all into it, like, I like Kevin Owens. I would get in the line to meet Kevin Owens back on that subject. I like Kevin Owens. I mean, I go in the
Okay.
line to meet Kevin Owens. But that stunner, I don't know, man. It
Kevin's still older
reminds
than
me
you.
of when you sometimes you create a character and then like you give him different moves and then like because his size the move don't line up right, or like when he's doing it like when he would do it like on a female character, and like sometimes like they don't line up, like that's what his stunner looks like sometimes to me, man. It don't.
His stunner looks like it clips through, like it's a glitch.
Yeah,
You feel like
I
he has a
don't.
glitchy finisher. I get what you're saying. I feel like the pop-up power bomb fits him better.
Oh man, so clean.
And he always hit it. He hit it on Cena. Him and Sammy always have great matches.
Nah, they don't
But
count though, man. They
because they're best friends and they've done it a million
yeah,
times.
that's gonna be
And
that better be perfect every time. And it
that
is.
better
They beat the
be a
hell out of each
botch.
other every time.
You know what you're doing to that man. Y'all do it. Y'all do it when ain't no TV there. Sammy come up with a bruise.
It's just
But I get what you're saying, and I see it with him. But when it comes to power bombs, I mean, I feel like he had one of the best power bombs. And then in AEW, there's a power bomb every week. Somebody power bomb somebody. Doesn't matter. Brody King hit a power bomb. Swerve hit a power bomb.
yeah.
Kenny does a power bomb into a knee.
I guess I mean like it's somebody's finisher. Like nobody just straight up
No,
just yeah.
no,
Like it
no.
just
I feel like a power bomb, which doesn't even make sense, has become a transitional move. Like a power driver, it's a transitional move. That makes sense,
no. Oh,
but it's
and
a
I
transitional
like
move.
those sit down power bombs too, man. You just
Those were D'Lo Brown when he did his running Liger bomb. That was a nice one.
yeah.
You know, it's
Was
just,
that Sky High?
no. When he would just like stand in the corner and do the little like that, then he'd pick you up and run and across the
Oh
ring.
yes. Okay,
That was good. Sky High was more like a power bomb spine buster combination.
Yeah, I didn't know if you was counting that or not. But yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But yeah, so stuff like that. The Undertaker when he did the last
Last
ride,
ride.
nice
Yeah.
power bomb.
I like the last ride, man. That was
And it was a good power bomb. I feel like everybody he did it to everybody. He did it to the
I like
bigger people
I
look
like
shitty, but
Jericho's double power bomb.
oh yeah, yeah. Brock when he would do the triple power bomb too,
Oh yeah,
back
yeah.
before he perfected the F5.
Right, right, right.
And before he just did more than suplexes, because now that's all he does. Suplexes and F5s. He does nothing else.
So we tell kids, man, that him and Kurt Angle used to have bangers. Like you be like, what? Why didn't you just throw him around? Like, no, man, he used to do more than that.
Mhm.
He used to
And
talk too, man. He's
yeah, he had words in his mouth and he could wrestle and he did a lot of things other than just and suplex. That was all he does now. He has his little orgasm, then he suplexes you, and then he goes home. But and I'm happy for him. If you can make that much money for working once or twice a year, and you do very little moves, hell, Roman does more moves than him, but they wrestle about the same many times a year.
yeah.
So at least Roman shows up to work on Raw or SmackDown occasionally. Don't ask that for Brock. That's too much. Pay per view, buddy. That's what I'm here for. Get my plane ticket ready. I'm here. But I think but back to Nash, I really truly think that Nash is out of touch. And then when he doubled down on it on Twitter, and wanted to educate people
Yeah.
about Uncle Tom's Cabin, I'm like, bro, Mr. Bojangles was that's a black thing, bro. Granted, there was a Bojangles that was white, but there was a Bojangles that was black, and I'm pretty sure that's who you're talking about, because the one that was laughing
That
and
is
smiling was black.
that's what you're talking about. But you know what?
And
There is always something about white people, like they'll always do that thing. A friend of mine sent me a video of this substitute teacher who got in the argument with her students, saying, "Well, why is it wrong when white people say the word?" And it's just like, dude, in 2026, you could Google videos of other people doing the same thing you're doing and getting in trouble. You don't have to do this. We've done this so many times. You can Google other teachers getting into
doing the
this
same thing.
situation. Like, you don't have to do this. It's like, are y'all robots or something? Like, what is? But when it comes to those situations about race, like the same things. Why can you say the word and we can't? Um, there's another variation of that's slipping my mind. It's the what is it? Or why is it cool when you say it and but it's evil when we say it? It's pretty much the same question. Um, or why can't we say that you guys are racist? Like it's like a short list of dumb
Yeah,
subjects that's been redundant. It's been ran into the ground that they do. And the Kevin Nash, the let me educate you guys about black culture thing, that's another thing they like to do. We don't need it. Like we already know. Like it's
don't educate us on our culture. We ain't sitting here over telling you about you being a colonizer, Big Kev. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody saying that to you, boss. So stop. And it ain't necessary. When we come out here and everybody when they do those wrestlers invited to the cookout videos, Nash is on them. Everybody talks about it. Nash got the FUBU shirt on. Nash always had the Big Daddy shirt on. Nash was out here. Nash came out to the Wolf Pack. Nash is throwing up West Side.
I think that's why I have Nash is cooler than Hall. he
And
he he cosplayed black culture
he
enough
cosplays
that
black
wouldn't be
culture.
over.
But and I get it. Wolfpack is back. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. But Hall was there too. Hall was throwing up West Side next to him.
Oh yeah. Oh, even afterwards, Hall
You
was
know, still throwing up
even
West
in
Side.
his later years, Hall was out wearing G Unit shirts and stuff.
Yeah. So it was a Wolfpack thing. Then when they came out to Ready or Not, I went to a WCW house show. Ready or Not was their theme song.
I didn't know that until you told me. Only thing
Yeah.
I knew was that ECW clip of him coming out to that.
To Ready or Not.
And I was like, this was the coolest shit ever. And he's like, oh, yeah, they used to do it at the house shows all the time. I was like,
Yeah, that
oh,
was their
I
house
had no
show
idea.
theme. hmm Their house show theme was Ready or Not because they obviously couldn't get the copyrights, even though, and they was paying so much for Voodoo Child, which was like $1 million, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For Hogan to come, and they could only play 5 minutes of the song, no, 3 minutes of the song. Anything other than that, it went up another $1 million.
Mm.
So that's the reason if you would ever listen, Hogan, if he was doing a super long entrance, it was cut halfway through and it would play the NWO music the rest of the way. But because he could not stay out there that long before they're like, over budget, brother, just for your entrance. But I can see why everybody thought Nash was cool. Nash was a guy. Nash shouldn't have beat Goldberg. But and there's a lot of things. I heard Eric Bischoff talking about the original breakup of the NWO was Hall and Nash were going to be the good guys. Both of them, and Hogan and Savage were going to be the heels, and it was going to be the Mega Powers versus the Outsiders.
Actually, nice.
I think that would have been better.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
But that didn't happen. It was split. It was Hogan and Hall and Nash and Savage as baby heels and baby faces. But yeah, it is what it
Went
is.
Savage in the Wolfpack eventually.
Savage was the second member in the Wolfpack. The Wolfpack
Yeah,
started
yeah.
with Nash and Savage because they were defecting from Hogan. Then K Dog came over.
And
Then of
then
course
Lex Luger. I
we
wouldn't.
got
I
a
wouldn't put
Luger.
Lex Luger in there. I wouldn't put
Luger. I feel like Luger and Sting should have both stayed WCW.
Luger didn't look cool in the jeans and the NWO shirt. By the way, I remember I got a promo where he was. I'm trying to think who was it. Oh, it was Luger was cutting a promo asking Sting to join, and he's like, he does not
Yeah.
look cool in this. He doesn't look cool.
Well, Sting being the Red Crow looked completely goofy to me. But I
It
mean,
did.
it fit with Surfer Sting because the Sting character was just kind of out there. But when he put on the red and black, I said, "Oh God, you look dummy. You look like a dumb. You look like a dumb.
It was
Stop."
weird. It was also kind of like ain't this defeating the purpose of Sting? He was supposed to be the he was against
He's
all of
the
this. Why
he's
would he
the
go?
anti-hero. He's the vigilante out here beating people with the bat.
It
Now
was
he's
one of those
over
you
here.
can't. I guess if you can't beat him, join him.
Yeah, now he's coming out here in red and black and singing and dancing and hugging and I'm like, bro, no, this is dumb. Like, why is he not WCW? WCW should have two top baby faces, Goldberg and Sting. In three, Goldberg, Sting, and Luger. You could have
What
put
about DDP?
DDP at that point was like he was top, but he was in the middle. Like he was still going for U.S. title and shit. He wasn't. He wasn't champion. He wasn't champion until after Hogan joined the Wolfpack. That's when he joined. That's when he became champ.
Okay.
So DDP was like a year off because this was '98. DDP didn't do his like world champ thing until '99. He was on the
Okay.
cusp. He was on the cusp because he had already beat Savage the prior year in '97 at Spring Stampede. And they had a great match, and then they had a great match at the Great American Bash. Savage put him over. DDP was top tier, but he was still we still had
I've heard them
Goldberg.
tell that story a million times
It was a
about
good
how he
match.
used to.
If
I
anybody
think
ever gets
I'm
a chance, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It would hold up to today's standards, to a brawl,
yeah,
street
yeah,
fight
yeah.
type match. Yeah, it would definitely hold up to today's standard. And especially with the star power of Randy Savage and the rising star of DDP at the time, and DDP was over. The Diamond Cutter was just as over as the RKO is right now.
Oh, definitely, man. Not only just that, but kids was doing the diamond and the bang, man. It was
We were all about gang sides back then. Kevin Nash, who also brought gang sides to professional wrestling. Black culture, stop. It's just being a vulture, and now you're hating on it because it ain't the way it used to be. People
it ain't the
evolve,
way
sir.
anything.
People evolve. The culture evolves. We evolve. But brother, that's all I have to say. What about you?
Not much, man. We got in our hometown in Louisville, we got SmackDown coming up next Friday. Um, Cody Rhodes is doing a meet and greet. I'm trying to see if he's gonna sign this winged eagle back here.
I say you get
Um,
him to sign both of them. Bring your world.
so
I know
I
it's at the
might bring
bottom.
that. It's at the bottom, but it's not a replica. But you can't tell unless you hold it. It's a commemorative, which
It
it's
was
not the
more
version
than
he
$20.
had.
Okay, it was more than
Oh
twenty
yes,
dollars.
yes. Oh, it definitely was. It definitely was.
Exactly. So
Um,
I think you should get him signing both, and you can hold up the undisputed
which
championship.
crazy TKO, man, crazy TKO. They sell the commemoratives for like two something now. It's just high grade plastic. Come on, man. What are we doing here?
But if you don't want to bring that, you can at least get him to sign that wing eagle. But
Oh
like I
man.
said, if you tell him that you were there, because I know you were there, because we were there, not together, but we were
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And when he defended both of those titles against Kevin Owens, man, I think he'd sign them both for you. And even if
Yeah, that
it's a
was it.
commemorative, I'm pretty sure the value goes up once you get that Cody Rhodes on there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He
You're right
might
about
not
that.
be a star in my book, but I know he's a star in yours.
He's not a star in your book. He's not.
I'm not. I know everybody says, "Oh, I'm a Cody hater," but I'm not a Cody hater.
Oh, so it's not just me
I
then. Okay.
I'm not a Cody hater. No, it's not just you. I've gotten that comment before in inbox. Why you hate Cody? Cause I don't hate Cody. I don't. I see. I feel this way, and I feel this way about anybody. You're not a, and Cena's a star. I'm not gonna, but you're not a superstar. You're not a, unless you can be a babyface and heel in professional wrestling. The Rock is a
He,
superstar,
but Cody has done both.
but he hasn't done it in WWE yet. The average, I know,
It's
I've
coming.
seen Cody as a
It's
heel.
coming. It's coming
When?
though.
Against who? Who can you see him turning heel on and it's working? Other than
So
Roman and
I
Punk.
did. Yeah, I'm about to say I seen it. I seen him going to Mania against Roman, and in my head, back in like November, December. That's where I was thinking things would go, and then the heel turn coming. But I don't know with this current feud with Drew and them. There's no place for him to turn heel. But I still think it's coming. Or
I
he
think if
maybe
it
he
was
got
Jacob, he could turn heel because people do like Jacob. People like Drew,
yeah.
but not
Well, you know
neither
what?
one of them
You remember
are.
when when Hogan joined NWO and
Hmm.
and oh god, I'm drawing a blank. Who was it? Who was it? The guy hates Hogan.
Which guy?
Um,
Roddy
in
Piper,
WWF and WCW, Bobby Heenan.
Bobby. Oh, Heenan. Yeah, yeah.
He's like, I knew it. Drew could
What
be that.
side is he on? Yeah, yeah. He could. He could. He could. He could. I can see that. I can see that. He could be like, I told you, Cody was a snake. You know.
Yeah, yeah, he could.
But that would be. But I feel like that would be more Punk. Like if Punk turned heel, because him and Seth Rollins would be right then. We told
Well,
y'all he
yeah,
was a snake.
he does hate Roman and Punk more than he hates Cody. But remember,
Yeah.
his beef with Cody was cheating in those matches.
Yeah.
So
That's true. But now
so
Drew's
he
champ.
has a
I guess he's gonna hold it till Mania.
yeah. He's not defending
What?
in the chamber.
No, no,
No,
no,
no,
no,
he's
no.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
remember, Chamber is to determine who's going to
yeah.
be
Determined.
face him, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be Cody Rhodes because I don't think Jacob's going to be in. Jacob's not in the chamber. So
Mm.
Jacob's not in the chamber because
He
yeah,
can Stone Cold his way into Mania though.
you Jacob.
Yeah,
I don't know. If it's a triple threat, if it becomes a triple threat match, I think it'll make sense
he could do that. And
because
then we still got to
we
figure out who
know.
attacked him.
Yeah, he said it was Drew. Drew
But
said
Drew
it
said
wasn't
it
Drew.
wasn't him. Even now, he's still saying it wasn't him.
We don't know. I mean, we once that gets figured out, we'll see. But I think it should be a triple threat match.
I
Well,
know who it was.
who was it?
It was a masked man.
The masked man beating everybody. He done stomped. He's stomping the world. Stomp the yard, bro. Stomp the yard. What's going on? The masked man is a menace to society and professional wrestling in the WWE. If I feel like the masked man should win the world title, and then we still don't know who the champion is.
Yeah,
That would be
at this point, do it. Just make him do it. Have the
that'd be
masked
something.
man win Money in the Bank, and then he's just appearing, and then he cash in, and then he unmasks himself.
No, I'm talking about he don't unmask himself to Mania. He don't want a WrestleMania main event. We don't even know who the champion is. Triple H
You
likes
would
his
go that
long.
far? You go that far?
I feel like it's gone too long right now.
It has. It went too far with Austin Theory's reveal. I just feel like if you come, all right, cool, come in like if this is the new. I know people hate the idea of somebody coming in with the mask. The mask and hoodie is stale. To me, I was like, if that's Triple H's booking thing, if that's what he likes, a person to make the surprise return or turn in the mask, cool. But when you do it, you take the mask off that night. If you do it the next night, I don't care. You've done it weeks. I do not care. We already think it's Grayson Waller, and when he takes it off and it is him,
It looks like
nobody's going to care.
if it's Grayson, why? Okay, so it could be Grayson Waller because we got Xavier Woods hurt. Oh, he can't be in the New Day anymore because there is no New
Yeah,
Day. It's just like, and I feel like I know you don't agree with it, but the New Day need to split up because I would like to see Xavier Woods do something with
they
his
all
life.
right. So I don't disagree with that. My thing is, I just hate the idea that a group just has to split up. I do think they have maybe ran their course, but I just feel like if you like, oh, when people say, oh, such and such should go for this title, so we needed them to split up, and it's like, no, dude, let them just go for the title as a member of the group. Japan does it all the time. Like Like wrestling, like wrestlers don't have to be these one dimensional people. Like I can't challenge for the title because
Oh,
I'm in Judgment Day. Like
I
no,
agree.
dude, you can't.
I mean, I agree with you, but that's not the WWE format.
And
You
I just feel
know,
like we this is a new era. We got the whole writing team. We should be able to expand these things. Where like if you are the nerdiest of nerd wrestling fans, you can be like, um, yeah, Austin Theory is a WWE champion, but he's also in his tag team with Grayson Waller. But right now they're not doing it because he's challenging for this. Like, and it's you'd be like, what? But like as a wrestling fan, you should be able to fully understand that and it'd be fine. This whole like, man, I like such and such. He should challenge for the title. Man, him and such should split up, have this feud for 3 months, and then after that, he go like, why you gotta do all that? Why can't he just challenge it? And if they boys, he'd be like, yeah, I support you, bro. Go do that. Like what
and
is
that's
like? How hard
the
is
only
that?
team I see that working. I see that would work with the New Day if they were still the New Day with Big E and everybody else. But that's not it. But I see that working with the Street Profits.
I can see in certain groups like a that's not fully unified, like where like Judgment Day, where that can cause a friction of, if Damien got the belt, then Finn feels away. I see that, but like if if uh the Usos want to challenge, if Jimmy want to challenge for this title, they don't have to split for that. They can just, yeah, like and that creates a thing where while they champion and they can still have segments where it's like like hey, we're gonna challenge for the tag titles. I know you got something going on. How you feel about this creates like this things that you can write and run with. Um I in my head, dude, and somebody, I know people's gonna think that I'm just crazy for this. I think you could still have people that's on opposite ends, like a heel and babyface, that's cool with each other, and hear me out with it. Like we're a situation where where you have like an Edge and Christian when Christian was babyface. I remember they were still doing promos with each other. Like, hey man, what's going on with you? You can have that thing where such and such is a bad guy, and then like maybe he has another friend, and you like, dude, like we got a 3-on-3 match. I got my boy here, and he's like, I don't know, man, he's crazy. Like, no, he's good with me. Just trust me. I got him for the night. This creates different scenarios. You know what I'm saying?
True, true,
Or
true. I
or
mean,
like a guy could be on this hill run. He has his babyface friend. He's like, hey man, I don't think you should do this, blah, blah, blah. This creates this thing where he's shady, but he still trusts his friend. Cause that's how real life works. You know what I'm saying? I
that's
just feel
true.
like
That's true.
this could create a more just detailed and complicated WWE universe, how we always say this universe, like it could be a thing where, maybe for the common person, you could be a little confused, but the nerdiest person be like, yeah, he's a bad guy, but he's friends with such and such. Like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens shouldn't hate each other just because one's a heel and one's a babyface.
That's true, especially in their life. Not at all.
Right. You get what I'm
But
saying? Like it shouldn't be like that.
that's true. But okay, so I mean, a perfect example of that within modern wrestling is the Death Riders. John Moxley is a babyface. He only wrestles
See,
heels.
yeah. But see,
The
everybody
rest
thinks
of
they're
the
about to
group,
turn on him.
yeah, they're going to turn on him probably. But Marina Shafir is definitely a heel within the women's division, without
Yeah, yeah.
question. Everybody hates Yuta. People kind of and Claudio doesn't even speak anymore. He just uppercuts people and just looks angry all the time. And then we got Pac, who just looks jacked with his little bowl cut, and but and then Daniel Garcia, I don't, he's just there. But anyway, but Mox gets clearly cheered every time he comes out. Now,
Yeah, yeah.
it wasn't like that at the beginning, but they took the belt off of him. He does babyface stuff. He does honorable things with
Right,
the
right.
top heel with one of the top heel. I guess the top heel faction is the Don Callis family now. But it was, if it's not, the Death Riders are right there with them.
Yeah, yeah.
So I feel like AEW does it, but I also look, WWE wants to make it simple for children. Good guy,
I
bad
think you
guy.
underestimating kids, man. Kids love anime. Kids love things
Yeah,
that have
complex
more
characters.
complicated things. Yeah, complex. I didn't want to say complicated. Complex, things like they. So I just feel like don't underestimate the intelligence of children. This is the age when they are sponging up all this stuff. Anyway, this is when they do care about all these deep characters and stuff. This is when you trap them in with this lore. Like this is the perfect time. You don't have to make everything so one dimensional.
Not at all. Not at all. I think that is an old-minded, old way to think. But who in that writing room? If we take Road Dogg or Triple H, like Triple H has children, but his children aren't young. Who hangs around a young kid? Who has a kid that's 15, 16 years old?
I
or
don't think
12.
those people in that room, while they work there, hang around with anyone outside of that room.
They just all they just they just locked in the room. What about your wife? Fuck her. We got
Yeah,
wrestling to do.
I mean, listen, just listening to Bruce Pitcher's podcast, Tony Schiavone's podcast, it seems like the experience of working with Vince McMahon is always like, hey, I got a family thing coming up. I need some time off. Well, could you hold it off, pal? Because we got SummerSlam coming up. Like that's the attitude over there. Like it's
But
oh
that's true. But I feel like Triple H can understand the difference a little bit. Like, granted, his wife is Stephanie. Stephanie don't work here no more. She just does little random interviews with people and occasionally a wrestler like Powerhouse Hobbs or whoever.
I'm gonna say something controversial.
Okay.
Stephanie don't even work with him no more.
She might not. She might not. She might not. Stephanie might be up for grabs. She
Every time
might
they hug
be.
and kiss, man, I'd be like, this is fake.
Hey, Triple H trying to take Jonathan Gresham's woman away from her because Jordan Grace
Oh
reminds him of
god.
China. He's like, you kind of remind me of Joni. Can I call you Joni?
Hopefully, hopefully he sees them like Dusty does. I hope. Hope he's
Dust, I doubt that Dusty baby was trying to mount anybody with his big self.
he's seen
There's
them
a
as his
difference.
kids, and hopefully Triple H does too.
You gonna find out that Triple H is nailing Charlotte Flair.
Oh god.
Basically gonna
Now
be like,
Charlotte,
Hunter was my friend. Rick's gonna
Charlotte
die.
ain't Charlotte ain't touching nothing that ain't lead, man. She ain't.
Hey. We thought that Rhea was gonna end up with a black man, and she ended up with Buddy.
Did we?
She dated a black man before. That was her ex-boyfriend was black.
I only know. I've only known her for Buddy.
Before that, when she was in NXT, she was dating a black dude.
Oh, okay.
And he was tall enough. He was a tall. He wrestled, but he wasn't like big or
Was he in
jacked. He was just
AC?
like yeah. He was in NXT. Didn't make it too far.
Mm,
Then they broke up, and
mm.
Buddy was there and be like, "You would have been with Australia. Let's go." And she's like, "Oh my God, Australia." She ended up with Buddy. People thought that Alexa was gonna end up with No Way Jose. She did not.
You know what I didn't like about Buddy?
What was that?
He would wear like jeans with like dress shoes and no socks, and I just thought that looked disgusting.
Did you forget the '90s? Did you forget Shawn Michaels had like the dress shoes and no socks and the shorts?
Anytime Sean dressed
The,
outside of his wrestling gear, like
hmm
him in the suits and stuff, it never looked cool. And when
Hell,
he
The
tries
Rock.
to look like a cowboy, it don't look legit.
That's him now. That's
I
him
know.
now.
I know. I was just him like when like especially like the 2003 run when he would show up backstage. He's got the cowboy boots with the jeans tucked in.
Yeah,
It never looked legit. It looked like he was just trying to look like a guy
a
from
cowboy.
Texas. Yeah,
But I,
wow,
I think
okay.
I think Sean dresses like that in real life. I think that is
He
Sean.
probably
He just
does. He
doesn't.
probably
He
does.
just
And maybe
doesn't
it's just
look
because
cool doing it.
what I expected him to look like, it wasn't it. I was expecting this cool 90s guy, and he's like, what, who's this Texas
Mm.
guy?
The only person I think there's two people I think that dress cool. Like The Rock, he dressed cool, and Triple H. Like Triple H dressed the part, and he still dresses like that in real life. Like Paul Levesque wears jeans and leather jacket.
Yeah.
Not Triple H. Like
But
that's how he
Triple
dresses
H,
in real
so
life.
Paul now looks like, which supports my argument.
hmm
He dresses like 40-year-old divorced dad, midlife crisis.
He has never changed his style. He's dressed like that his whole life.
Or it could be 40-year-old, happily married, but out of touch chasing his youth. It could be either way.
I think he's just out of touch because I mean Stephanie dresses like a soccer mom because that's what
And
she
and
is.
yeah, that's what she is, yeah. Yeah. And she talks like it in her
Yeah.
interview.
She does, and there's nothing
She
wrong with
does.
that. Stephanie
No, there's
McMahon is
nothing wrong with it.
almost is 50 years old. She can.
Yeah,
She is a
there's
soccer
nothing wrong.
mom.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But him, I see you in the suit all the time, and then you got the jacket on, trying to be
Mhm.
cool, tough guy, and it's like I don't know, man. If I
The
if I
jacket
didn't
off.
know who you was from wrestling, and I seen you like this in real life, I don't know.
Why do you have this on? Why are you dressed like this? You know how old you are. Stop it. And I get it. But you got The Rock. The Rock is always wearing athletic wear, and when he's not, his shirt is halfway open, and The Rock is just
Do you
as old as
remember
Triple
when
H.
Rock was trying to make baggy dress pants cool?
Yeah, I hated that. That's another reason I sent you that outfit from that man.
And you think about it, if that was just what he wore, I never would have thought about it. But when he made the video saying he was setting a new trend, I was when I was like, "Nah, bro, no, you're not."
No, 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 because I was like, why is your shirt so fitted, but your pants are so loose?
He gave it. I want to say he explained why he wanted that style. I didn't get it, but and if it was just his thing, I would have been like, "That's just his thing." But when he was like trying to act like this was what everybody was gonna do, like, nah, bro,
No,
it's not.
no, it's like we're confused. Why are we wearing tight tops and loose bottoms? Like this doesn't make sense. Why is our tops like squeezing our breast, squeezing my tits off, man? And then your pants are just like, well, they just blowing in the wind. What is this? It's like half MC Hammer and the other. It didn't make sense. I didn't get it. He didn't. It didn't make sense. I guess I don't know. I don't. I I feel like he just wants to wear beach wear all the time. And if you can
It
afford
might be
that and
it.
you live on the
It might
beach,
be
that's
it.
fine. Cause he always
And
looks
you
like he just
know,
want to go on the beach,
yeah, and he seems so like that. He's like he's from the island, so I could see that.
go to the motherland, and be like, "We're here." He wants to be Maui, even though he is
Yeah,
Maui.
yeah, yeah.
Even though he is Maui, but he's not because it was based on High Chief Peter Maivia, and obviously his granddaddy's dead. But there's that. But no, his fashion, the Rock. His old fashioned when he was young, I thought was cool. Old Rock is old Rock is old Rock. I wear gym clothes because I go to the gym too, but I'm not wearing them all the time. And his outside fashion doesn't work for me, brother. Hogan's fashion works for me, brother, because he's Hogan and he always dressed like Hogan, no matter where he went. Terry Bollea dressed like Hulk Hogan.
He's got to take some. He's got to lose some points for a time he showed up at that crime scene with the NWO t-shirt. Because in
What's
his
going
head,
on
he
here,
was just
brother?
like, I guess,
I just got out of bed. With your NWO shirt on and the sleeves cut out.
with that said, I will say this. I would love a dad that would do anything like that to save me. I will say that.
I mean, I'm
But
not
man,
saying I'm not gonna say he doesn't love his children, neither one of them.
oh
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
that is never
No,
gonna
no,
come
no.
out of
Yeah,
my mouth.
no, he did, and that was proof of it. It's just it was just a corny way, man. It was a serious situation. Your son's messing up. He obviously don't need to be belong any wheels or any bars. But here he is mixing both of them together, and it's a bad combination. And then you thought you could put on your TV gimmick, and the cops was going to fan out and just let everything go. At the
I
most,
personally
a couple
feel,
cops would ask to take a picture with you, but your son's
yeah.
going downtown. He's going down.
Oh hey, yeah, Nick Bolea, he's in jail. Can I get your photo, Hulk?
Yeah,
That's what's going
that's
on.
it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I mean, he he put on the Superman cape. He was ready. He was Hogan when he showed up.
But
That
I would
wasn't
admire
Terry.
my dad for doing that for me. But also, if my dad is that famous, I would try not to get myself in that much trouble to mess up his fame. I just.
And I mean, I feel like the kids didn't help his fame, but that was his fault too. Why are you doing a reality TV show? You could just continue to do something else.
Yeah.
Um, better marketing of yourself.
Reality TV
I
shows with family usually don't turn out good for the family.
I feel like if he would have never did the reality TV show, I don't think the other stuff would have happened, and I don't think we would have the controversy about Hulk Hogan and the racism and everything else. We would, and the word people that thinks he was diddling Brooke. I don't think that stuff would have. We wouldn't be talking about it right now. Like the wrestling world would still be mourning the death of Hulk Hogan from last year.
Well, if he quit dating girls that look like her, we wouldn't have to think about it.
I've told you guys, they date like Linda. They look like Linda. Linda and Hogan did look alike.
So I'll say this. I think it doesn't help that Linda doesn't look like that no more. Last time I looked at Linda, she
That's
looked
true.
crazy.
That's true.
And I hope.
But I'm talking about young Linda. Like if you look at the photos
Oh
of
yeah,
Linda in
yeah,
1983, Linda and Brooke look very similar. He married a blonde and he was a blonde. It just was like, okay, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
He didn't marry one of the Japanese girls he was banging when he was Ichiban, Hogan number one. So he went back and married a California girl, and then that's what he got. But I just think with him it would have been a totally different deal. Unlike Nash, who we know. We ain't gonna talk about Nash anymore. But anyway, brother, that's all I have to say. Any final words from you, my friend?
No, man, I'm excited for SmackDown coming to Louisville.
Get that Cody.
Interested to see what happens with the future of um, our American hero Brody King. I hope Nash shuts up. I hope WWE listens to people and lower these tickets, man. They try to run a special during Valentine's Day at 25% off. So hopefully they 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 keep it up. But yeah, man, that's about it.
And also, they're also I don't know if you saw that there's a 40 there's a 2 night special of second row for WrestleMania tickets for 40 grand. So you know,
Crazy. Crazy.
that doesn't even make sense. 40 I'm paying $40,000 and I'm only sitting second row. That's not even a front row seat. That doesn't even make sense. But
What's
before I
his
get off, I do
name?
want
It's
Mhm.
in TNA, the YouTuber dude.
Oh, BDE.
Yeah, he said he spent 20 grand on Royal Rumble.
I believe it.
Mm.
I believe it.
He's
This
like,
past
actually, it
Royal
was
Rumble?
like 18,000. I don't think it was this past one. Maybe a
The one we
year or
went to.
two.
I know he was sitting. I know he was sitting. He was sitting
Yeah,
like
that one.
first row. He was sitting front row. He
It
was
was
sitting
like, was it
low.
actually 20,000? And he was like, well, it was actually like 18, but then, the plane ticket and hotel. And it's like, yeah, it's 20,000, man. That's 20.
Yeah, I mean,
Hell,
but his
if I
whole
spend
group.
15, I tell people I spent 20. Just that's close enough.
Me myself, I wouldn't even have went because you already met all these wrestlers. You met them for what you
Well,
met
I
them
think
because
he
you
was
play the
also
game.
trying to turn that into a networking experience because I think he mentioned that in the interview. He was trying to meet some people. So he had some
He had
ulterior
a
motives
he had a
that make
reason. Well, you
yeah.
ended
It
up in
wasn't
you. He
100%
ended up
fanning out.
WWE adjacent. TNA.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
But I can say this. I do want to talk about WWE money before we do get off. So I had for me, I made a decision. It was either go to wrestling or get WWE 2K 2026. So I purchased WWE 2K 26.
Yeah.
But I do. So they came out with another tier. The normal game usually just has 3 tiers. You have the regular game, you have a whatever wrestler edition, and then you have whatever deluxe edition there is. Last year, what was the deluxe edition? I forgot. That's how it was a year ago. But I know the base edition was just there was a Bloodline edition. There
Yeah,
was a
because that was with
Bloodline edition
Island debut.
that was with the Island debut, and that was the most expensive one. That was $120, $120. Then you had the Dead Man edition. That was $90, and then of course a regular video game is $70, and that's just with Roman Reigns on the cover. But this year, they decided to say, screw that, brother. We're not doing that. So of course you have the regular edition. That's just with CM Punk on the cover. That's $70, regular video game price. Then you have the King of Kings edition with Triple H. Then it goes to $90. They Attitude Era edition. It's $120. So you think you at the top? No, no, no. Then you have to have the Monday Night Wars edition for $160. That's after taxes. It's like 200 Canadian dollars.
Mhm.
That doesn't even make sense. So, and I don't feel like that was a 2K. Let's do this like this. I feel like that was a WWE ploy again.
Oh, really? Because I was gonna put that on 2K.
I
I
don't
was
put
gonna
that on
say
TK.
because 2K they good for doing crazy stuff with the basketball game, but the
2K has WWE has a little bit more control of how much what they want in their games than basketball. Because there's sometimes like yeah they'll for years they wanted the slow chemical burn theme in the game.
uh
WWE told them no until last year, but then it's behind a paywall because you got to do it through My Faction. The game's almost over, and I just got like My Chemical Cane like 2 weeks ago. Okay, and I've been playing the game since day one.
when did it come out?
My Chemical Cane came out.
No, I
It
mean the
came out.
game.
The
For some
game.
reason I thought the game.
2025 came out March of last year.
Oh, okay, got you. Because like 26 ain't
Yeah.
came out yet.
26 comes out 2 weeks from today, which we're
Okay,
filming on Thursday. So yes, 2 weeks from today, the early access version of the game will come out on the 5th, March 5th,
okay.
and then a few days later, the real game comes out for everybody else. If you just wanted to get the regular old $70 edition of the game, which I'm not mad at you because it's so expensive. But back to the point, WWE is trying to hike up everything, no matter what it is, whether it's a game, whether it's a ticket, whether it's your T-shirts, hats, apparel, anything. WWE wants you to pay top dollar in America because it's not like this. They want you to pay $30 to watch a damn pay per view. My buddy called me and he was like, "Bro, I ain't watched wrestling in a while, but I want to start watching it again. How do I watch pay per views?" I said, "You got to pay $30 because you don't have." He has YouTube TV, right? He doesn't have. He doesn't have like a traditional cable. So therefore,
Right, right.
if you have YouTube TV and you don't have the right package, you have to pay the $30. So I'm like, bro, I don't know what to tell you other than do what normal people does. Because Stephanie McMahon said it was okay. Get a VPN.
She really didn't know what she was talking about, but she did say that. Technically, she
And
did say
she,
that.
hey, ignorance is bliss. And
She
Stephanie's
had no
ignorance is
idea
bliss.
what she was talking about, but she did say
She said it.
it.
She said, "Hey, you can't watch Raw or SmackDown. Use a VPN."
She
This ain't
did.
nothing but a
I
word,
don't
baby.
even think she knew what a VPN was. I don't think she. I
NordVPN
don't know.
has never sponsored her podcast again. Okay.
Yeah, somebody gave her a heads up, but and I'm pretty sure they knew that this sponsorship wasn't gonna last forever. But he's like, man, all we need is one time.
Yep. Hey, there's a VPN on my computer, brother. I can tell you that right now. So, and the Netflix app is over in the corner. But I just feel like WWE is doing for a crash grab, and I feel like they truly feel that they are the Chipotle of the wrestling business, and they don't want the normal wrestling fans that they have. Or they think that we're
But
just
for
stupid enough.
every company that does that, every company that does that, that high don't last forever. Like just history just shows of companies that experience a high and then they they handle it one or two ways. They just handle the popularity and go with it accordingly, or they try to change up and put out too much or too high, and then it just kind of crashes. You
Yeah, with
like look at
you're right.
Pokemon.
Yeah,
Pokemon was really hot, but they never went crazy where they was just like, here's all this new game. The game stayed the same. They kept putting them out. And they just handled it when the popularity went up and down. They kept the new game still came out. They just went with it, like you know what I'm saying. And then years later, the Pokemon Go came, and there was a new spike in popularity. And
new
now
fan.
there's there's grown people beating up people at Walmart fighting over Pokemon cards. I don't really understand that. I'm disconnected from that world now. But I've seen videos where grown
Oh, it
men
happened.
or where they gotta like lock up the cards now and stuff. I don't know what's going on. I don't know,
Oh,
but
I know because I've been there. No, and I wasn't there for Pokemon cards because I, my son loves Pokemon, and if he wants to go, we'll go. But we go in the
I
afternoon because
would
he don't
love
wake up.
to get into Pokemon only if I could buy like the original 150 cards. Like that's all I would want.
You're
I
gonna be
don't know.
broke.
I don't know any new people, and I don't want to learn them. I'm
You
old, and
don't care about
I
any
don't
of the
want to.
new Pokemon.
Anytime my daughter shows me like something like, "Who is this?" They don't count. That's who they are. They're
They
fake
don't matter.
Pokemon. They don't. They don't.
That is not Pikachu. That is not Raichu. That is
Yeah,
not,
there's like no. I don't. Anybody
I
outside the
get it.
150, I don't.
I was not a
Yeah.
Pokemon fan as a child, as it didn't make sense why we talking about fake animals when we can talk about real animals. Um,
It is stupid when you think about it, but I will say, man, there was a good 2 3 years where I was hooked.
I mean, I
Just like
understand.
how I went
I know a
crazy
lot of
for
people.
the Stranger Things WWE crossover. If there was a oh, I had just seen. I think I sent you a clip from it when Sin Cara Mystico came out and that crossover CML Pokemon event, dude. I turned 10. I said, "This is the coolest shit ever." Pikachu was out there dancing with him. This is the coolest shit I've ever seen, dude. I was,
He's like, this is it right here, peak.
dude. It's yes. This was yes, yes.
I ain't gonna lie, I never got the crossover I wanted, which was Hulk Hogan to play He Man. But I can see why you would
Even
think
if
that
he
was
didn't
cool.
do that, I'm lost on why he didn't somehow like they do some crossover like thing where he at least just posed in the outfit.
I was gonna say all he needed. I mean, I feel like He Man and Hulk Hogan were the same person. Just Hogan without a Hogan without a mustache. He had the same tan as He-Man. Brown.
And I think just because maybe around that time there wasn't too much crossover promotions, companies was pretty,
No, not at all.
secluded. It might have been that might have been the thing.
And they didn't have the toy brand. Mattel, I think Mattel just now has the toy brand for WWE. Well, not just now, but they got that. They acquired that recently. They didn't have it back in the day. That was like,
I'm glad
LGN
I'm not a
have.
kid now, man. I'm glad I'm not a kid now. Mattel cranks out toys like every 3 weeks.
Mattel just
When
acquired the Ninja Turtles license.
Oh man, when Jax was running the toys, like they had the figures, but it wasn't as frequent as this, man. This is
No, no, no. Well,
this is
that actually
crazy.
came up. I was watching Bruce, and Bruce was like, "It used to take a year to make a wrestling toy." And he was like, "Now it takes like 2 weeks to make a new toy."
Dude,
You know,
everybody has 10 different alternate versions of their figures. Like it's crazy. I know M- Matt Cardona is probably living the dream right now. He's
I mean, he's super happy. He probably they probably already got a new WWE action figure in the works for him right now, and
Oh yeah.
he's on the line designing it and everything.
That's what
But I
he's
mean,
there for. He says he's chasing the WWE Championship. He just wants a Mattel figure. He's got a Mattel figure because I thought he was gone before they had the Mattel deal.
he might have been. But I think they make old ones. They make old ones of old wrestlers. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sure. I'm pretty sure he would have. You can make a Zack Ryder. I don't care. You don't have to pay me any money. Just put it on Chelsea's
Oh, dude,
check.
he's a supermark. So yeah, he definitely would have.
He wouldn't have cared. I mean, you ask Cena or anybody else, yeah, you better give me my check, my $70, like Mark Merrow, But yeah, poor him, poor Matt, poor Matt. I mean, I'm happy for Matt. I'm happy for Zack Ryder. Let's put it like that. Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder. He was in a half feud with Kit Wilson. Now he's not in the feud anymore. So Kit's gonna die because Oba's gonna power bomb him and he's gonna unalive him immediately.
The Brighton team needs to do better, man. You got some special people was hyped about Matt Cardona coming back. People naturally was
Like him.
over with Kit Wilson. Don't let that disappear, man. And you got a good gimmick with him. I don't let that go away, but they will. And it sucks because in this new era, I thought the writing was going to be better. People was going to have better track of characters, but the things change, things stay the same.
I mean, I feel well. We've seen Road Dogg before Vince left, and we've seen Road Dogg after Vince has left, and it's the
Yeah,
same. I thought Jeremy Borash was going to be more active on SmackDown,
and I
and
don't think people like him are bad. Talking about Jeremy, not Road Dogg.
yeah,
I think there's only so much you can do in the system. As great as you can be, you still when you work in the system, you still things work how the system works. You can't one person just change it. You can be like, oh man, I'm a great writer. I got all these ideas. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna do this. And you watch Unreal. You've seen how they sit there and
yeah.
talk.
But I mean, Jeremy did so good in NXT, but it was just him and Hunter, and
Triple H did so great in NXT, and that's why I was hyped. I was like, man, we about to have NXT on Raw. No, no, we're not.
we're gonna have Raw on Raw. But I
Yeah,
like, and we're gonna have SmackDown on SmackDown. We're not gonna have NXT. NXT is NXT, and it's only on Tuesdays. So
but
that
I just thought, like,
you
man,
know.
Triple H, like, so much, like, if he can make this like that, I'm sold. I'm all in. What AEW who? Like, this is all I need. And
And it should be like that. And we have glimpse of that with some of these matches that we have. We have glimpse of
oh yeah,
NXT.
yeah, yeah. You do like I will say like there is a Triple H does let people wrestle without as much restriction as Vince would let people. Like he lets people shine, to a degree, and I do like that. But um, the writing sometimes feels
It's
like
still
sometimes
stale.
like Vince is hell when the mystery box thing that felt like the giant egg. Like what are we doing?
And we still there. We still at the mystery box, and it doesn't make sense. Where's it going? Where's it going to?
Nothing
Some
good. Nothing
some
good will
people
come
say
from
some people say it's Jericho, but we all know the Jericho. He's
it.
He's frozen, so he can't go anywhere. His contract's frozen. Is it going to be Powerhouse Hobbs, Royce Keys? Hopefully, he doesn't make his television debut like that, because that would suck. Him coming out of a box in Canada.
He came
Um,
out of a box and just started beating people up. It's cool, I guess. It's stupid, but it'll work. He'll be all right.
I
But if he
mean,
come out of a box dressed like a chicken, then no, it's not good.
no. I mean, I don't think he's going to be Hector Guerrero. This isn't the gobbledygooker. Uh, but I just don't want him to come out of a box. I feel like he should be a guy coming at here. Number one, him and Oprah don't need to be on the same show. Um, we don't need two big black men there together. If Oprah's going to be on SmackDown, then Royce Keys needs to be on Raw, or he could be the new member of the New Day. He can take Big E spot. I don't want that either. He doesn't fit. He doesn't fit the mold of what the New Day. He'll our babyface New Day. But I would love to see him do something. I honestly feels like he's. I don't see where he fits in the WWE.
We'll tell, I guess.
I mean, you
But no,
got.
I don't either. But we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, he's 41, but you got a young big black man. His name is Oba. And he's a powerhouse. He fits the same mold that you fit, unless you make one heel and one baby face and not on the same show.
We'll see. I
I
mean,
mean,
they haven't
we
done
don't.
anything with him yet, so I guess we'll just have to
He had
stay
a
posted and see what
he
happens.
had a
They had a
dark
match on
match.
main event.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
that
dark
main
match.
event match.
Oh, was it on main
It
event? I
might have been
wasn't
on.
sure.
I think it might be on main event. I don't think anybody watches main event. Who
To us
finds
in
it?
America, that's a dark match.
That's a dark match. Hey, I did see Hikaleo, aka Tala Tonga's first uh match in the WWE in a televised main event dark match.
That was Lexington, right?
Lexington on SmackDown. He
Yeah, yeah,
wrestled.
yeah.
I think he wrestled Kit Wilson. It was
Oh
a squash
god.
match. It was a squash match.
My
Choke
my
slammed him.
my a friend of mine was a security guard in the segment with John Cena and R-Truth that
Hmm.
night, and when he was backstage, Pretty Deadly was pretty nice to him. Yeah,
I believe it.
yeah,
They seem like they're Kit Wilson and he just seems like he's a down to earth gentleman. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that. But brother, I ain't got nothing to say. If you want to close us out for us.
Yeah, man. Thanks for watching the show. That is it for us for today. Um, no, life gets you tough. Sometimes when you're out there, um, that pressure put on you, you don't have to tap out. The world cares about you. We want you to keep fighting. Reach for that rope and get that rope break.
Yes, sir. Like, comment, subscribe, people. We're here.
Yeah.